How can I help you today?
I think my bike is just pretty overdue for a tune-up. I got a little bit of a wobbly seat situation, but just get it road ready again.
Hey, I'm Daniel, and I work at In-Town Bicycles on Monroe Drive in Midtown, Atlanta. We're about to do a bike tune-up on Meredith's bike. For those riding regularly, you should get a tune-up about once a year. If you're just riding on the weekend, it might be okay to do every 2 years. At In-Town Bicycles, we do full tune-ups, and that's a comprehensive service where we check and adjust everything, including safety nuts and bolts, and all the hardware that controls your gears and brakes. We make sure your bike is road ready. In addition to full tune-ups, we also do minor adjustments and a la carte services. Even if your bike just needs a quick adjustment, we can do everything along those lines as well. The best way to store your bike to keep it away from the elements is to keep it indoors. If you have to keep it on the patio, keeping it covered is a good idea. Wiping down your frame gives you a chance to evaluate the parts and check for any damage. Very rarely you can get cracks in the frame. It's a rare but good thing to catch if it has happened.
Hey Meredith, I'm so glad we were able to get you tuned up, but it does seem as though we got some good news and some not so great news.
Big time out here. This frame's cracked. A crack is only gonna get worse, it never gets better.
Daniel, the mechanic, did find a crack in your frame, so it's really good that we did the inspection, and once you get a crack in your frame, you can't ride it anymore.
The most important thing to do after you find a crack is to stop riding the bike. If you're not sure about a crack, you can bring it to us, bring it to a bike shop, have us evaluate it.
We're gonna have to find a different bike for you.
I'm hoping that I can get in touch with one of my friends and see if she's willing to part ways with hers. I can gladly take it off her hands and make it mine. It's really disappointing. I feel like I was just getting my bearings, and I was really excited.
Depending on where on the bike you get your crack, it could fail at any moment.
I'm thankful that they found it while it was in the shop, not something that happened while I was on it on the Atlanta streets.
The good news is that all of the components on your bike have now been looked at and checked, and they're still good.
I'm also going to take this opportunity to air up the tires. Tires are going to need air about once a week or once every 2 weeks, and this is whether you're riding or not. It's really important to make sure your tires are inflated properly. It also prevents you from getting what we call a pinch flat, and that's if your tires are so low, then when you hit a bump, you can bottom out your tire and put a hole in your inner tube. If you're riding your bike and you notice your tire go from side to side, that might mean that your wheel needs an adjustment, or you may have broken a spoke. Of course, the spokes hold the wheel together, and if you break a spoke, that's a sure sign that you need to stop into a bike shop. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check all the nuts and bolts that hold the bike together. If you feel any wobble in your pedals, that's an indicator that you may need an adjustment or may need an entirely new bottom bracket bearing. The last thing I'm going to check with the bike on the ground, make sure the seat is straight, make sure the seat is tight.
Well, I'm at least happy that we can salvage the components.
We were able to get you hooked up with some great gear. You definitely don't want your bike to be taken while it's locked up, either while you're running errands or while you're at work all day. So we chose a U-lock versus a cable lock. U-locks typically require some power tools to get through, which kind of deters thieves. It's a process to get them. We also got you a rack. And most racks will support between 55 and 200 pounds. The one that we selected for you is at that 200-pound mark. So you shouldn't have to worry about loading it down with anything you'd need to commute to work. Typically, commuters want to get their load off their back and onto their machine. What we selected for you are tandem panniers. So it's actually 2 bags, and they're attached in the middle. And these are great, especially for starting out. And then we got you some lights, another absolute essential, so they'll make you super visible and keep you safe as you ride home. We also added something a little bit fun. We got you a bike bell. You're gonna be going through some pedestrian heavy areas on your commute. It's always nice to have a little bell that you can ding ding.
I think the new gear on the bike is gonna help me with organizing my computer bag or my computer and all the things that I need to take to work on a daily basis. And then just be more confident in navigating with my bell, letting people know I'm coming without having to yell at them, and with the lights on to know that I can ride a little past sunset and be okay and be visible. So it's just going to make it so much more accessible for me and obviously much safer